Hey Hofstra fans, it's time once again for the WB Masons Coaches Report. I'm Rob Joyce, joined by the head coach of Hofstra Women's Soccer, Simon Riddiough. Coach, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
After a rough start at Penn State last weekend, this weekend you get your first win on the year, a 3-1 win over North Dakota State on Friday. Then on Sunday, a tough 6-5 overtime loss to Boston College. What are your thoughts on the weekend as a whole?
Again, at this time of the year, we're looking at performance as well as result. The North Dakota game was a good game. It was a great season opener. We got the win. We accomplished a lot of our goals for that game. And then we moved on to BC, which was, I think for the neutral, was an entertaining game. For the coaching staff of both teams, I thought we probably was going to have a heart attack. But overall, a pretty solid weekend.
Now, the North Dakota State game, you get the win, but also a big loss. Jill Mulholland goes down late in the first half, has to be carted off. What's her prognosis?
Yeah, she's out. Broken leg. It's a fibula, and it's a potential tibia as well now. Our sports doctors took a closer look at some X-rays, took some more X-rays, and think there might be some hairline fracture in the tibia. If that's the case, she's out. She's done for the year. We'll redshirt her, and we'll get her back for next year.
What's the biggest thing that you lose without her on the pitch?
Well, she's a leader. She's a machine. We talk about it all the time. She's energy, and a lot of what we do offensively goes through her. She dictates how quick we play. She dictates second ball situations. She creates so many opportunities. It's a huge loss for us. But again, it's not about us at the moment, it's about Jill. She's a fantastic kid. We just hope that she gets a speedy recovery. She comes back fitter, faster and stronger than she was, and hopefully she's staying positive about the situation.
The person who started for her on Sunday, Janine Mayeda, gets her first goal on Friday of the season. She helped create the first goal on Sunday. Is she taking advantage of this opportunity?
Yeah, I think on Sunday, to be fair to our midfield, I thought that was our strongest aspect of our team. All three midfielders stepped up and did a tremendous amount of running, gave us energy, gave us composure in good situations. I cannot doubt the effort all three showed, and I think probably Jill was a bit of a motivation for them. They wanted to fight in Jill's reputation and try and show that we are going to be competitive without Jill, and I thought all three of them did a great job.
Sam Scolarici, she scores the first goal on Friday. She also scored on Sunday. Is the chemistry with the three forwards and then Lulu, so the fourth, is that really something that have you seen mesh?
Yeah, it's an ongoing project, and whenever you're doing offensive stuff, sometimes it clicks, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I think with each game we're getting better and better. All four of them are getting fitter, they're getting faster, they're getting stronger. They're getting an understanding of each other. They're recognising and identifying their roles within the four. And all four of them are doing a tremendous job for us at the moment.
In the BC game, a roller coaster, you're up 2-0, 12 minutes in, then you're down 5-2, mid-second half. How do you kind of keep your emotions in check, and what did you learn about your team making that comeback?
It's a tough one. I think, what I've learned about this team is it's the same year after year. They're hard-working kids, they're blue-collar, they have an inner belief, and they're going to work and they're not going to embarrass themselves. And at 5-2 it could have got embarrassing for us, and this team wouldn't allow it to happen, which is a tremendous attribute that we have. They're willing to work harder, they're willing to put in an extra shift if that's what's necessary. And they did a tremendous job to bounce back from such adversity. Not many teams would do that. And so it's something which I think is inbred in our programme. But in this particular team, we've got a team of battlers, we've got a team of winners. So I think that's what we learned again, that we can make that happen again. And when the back's against the wall, somewhat similar to the end of last year, we'll come out fighting and we'll start biting and screaming to get back into the game and things, and that's what we did. So that's what we learned. The other side of it was we've got to start believing that we deserve to be in these games. You know, we took Penn State 2-1 over number 4 in the nation last week and gave them a good battle. It was a fairly even game statistically, and you know, BC, we lost 6-5 in overtime, which was again another statistical stalemate. And I think it gives us an impression that we are just as good as these teams, but I think deep down we have to believe that. And at 2-0 up against BC, I thought we kind of didn't believe we deserved to be 2-0 up. Kind of got a bit scared, and then at 5-2 we just relaxed again. So it's an ongoing process, as most seasons are going into this time of year.
Down 5-2, Tara Kern starts the comeback with a goal. Amber Stobbs completes it at 5-5. You have a lot of sophomores and juniors in the lineup, but is it good when your seniors set that example?
Yeah, I think that's what we're hoping to see. You know, we need our seniors to come big and give us leadership. And to be fair, Brittany Fariella has been the one shining light, not one, but the big shining light. She's been awesome this year so far. She's stepped up when we've asked her to. She's led the back line as well as she can. She's been a good communicator. She's been a good, positive role model. And if you'd have asked me this 5 years ago when she came in as a freshman, I'd have lynched you probably. But she's unbelievable. She's becoming a fantastic, young, mature leader for this team, and it's great to see.
And again, this weekend, first half you go Emily Morphetus in that. Second half, the freshman Frederica Mehring. Any progress in that?
Yeah, we're gonna, you know, we're getting some more individual work with the goalkeepers. I think we're getting close to a decision as we move forward. Whether that's platooning still, whether we're going to switch the platoon, start with Freddie and have Emily finish the games, or whether we just give it to one kid to run it out. We don't know yet, but hopefully by this Friday we'll have a good idea and we'll make a decision and go with it.
And you have a good test on Friday. You take on Marist here in Hempstead, a team that beat you 4-2 last year, a very good offensive team. How do you slow down the Red Foxes?
It's going to be tough. They play on a lot of emotion. The coach gets them prepared and she gets them fired up. And again, at this level, there's no easy games. And although we probably will be favoured being at home, Marist, they gave us as good as we could get last year. And they dominated us in spells last year, so we have to kind of turn it around and find a way to compete with that energy. If we do that, I think we've got some individuals who are a bit more cultured this year than last. I think we've got a good chance to win, but easier said than done. And I'm sure they'll be thinking the same thing as us. They've got to continue beating the likes of Hofstra to get to where they need to get.
And then Sunday you go to Albany. Last year, the Great Danes took you to overtime, despite statistically you controlled the game. So how do you handle the Great Danes?
Again, last year, if you remember, they scored off a corner kick after 10-15 minutes. And I think that switched the momentum and allowed them some belief. We can't allow that this year. We can't let teams believe they can beat us. And last year we did with Albany, and to be fair to them, their goalkeeper was awesome. And the team had a lot of gumption to maintain that lead for a while. I'm hoping that we can negate that free kick situation or corner kick situation, nullify their offensive threats, and hopefully put away some more chances which we didn't do very well last year.
All right, what do you have to do this weekend to get 2 wins?
We have to show up. We have to give a 90-minute performance for both games. We have to have leaders step up and be accountable. And we have to get back to playing a good, solid, professional performance.
Head Coach Simon Riddiough, thanks as always for the time.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
Hofstra takes on Marist at home on Friday at 7. You can listen to the game live through your Pride Zone account. I'm Rob Joyce. Thanks, Hofstra fans, for tuning in to the WB Masons Coaches Report with Simon Riddiough.